Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm gonna show you how to do this dark cherry makeup look, and I absolutely love all the inspirations that I saw on Pinterest, so now I decided to create my version of this makeup look. So to start off, I got a piece of tape in the other corners of my eyes to help me to guide the makeup look. Again, I'm gonna apply a very good eyeshadow base. I'm using by Pillowies, and I'm gonna blend it out using a fluffy brush. Next, I'm gonna use the Rosy palette by Sigma Beauty. This is very pigmented, and I absolutely love the colors for this look. So first, using the same brush, I'm gonna apply the lightest shade from the palette to highlight the brow bone, the inner corners, and to set the eyeshadow base that I applied. Next, I'm gonna apply this rosy brownish pink in my crease to be my transition shade, and then I'm gonna apply a little bit in the outer corners of the eyes and in the eyelids. Next, I'm gonna use a deeper color in the outer corners of the eyes, and I'm gonna apply just a small amount, basically just what is left in the brush, into my crease to create a more diffused look. Next, to create the base for my look, I'm gonna use a red eyeshadow base, and I'm gonna use a little bit of the black as well, just because this is not so pigmented as a eyeliner, for example, and I really wanna darken up the red eyeshadow base to create the perfect dark cherry eyeshadow base. I'm gonna use a smaller angled brush, and this is very tiny, I think, to create the look. So I'm gonna add the product a little at a time, because this is not a eyeliner, this is just a eyeshadow base. So I'm gonna apply the color very saturated here, creating the eyeliner shape that I want for this look. And next, I'm gonna use a eyeshadow to set. This is really important to avoid this smudging look. Okay, so I'm gonna draw a kind of graphic liner here in the outer corners of the eyes. I got the piece of tape just to make it easy for me, and I'm gonna apply a little bit in my crease as well, making sure both of the eyes look the same, so I compare both of sides. And also I'm gonna apply in the teardrop area, creating the cut effects here in the inner corners. And I'm not gonna apply this eyeshadow base in the lower lash line, just the eyeshadow. By the way, the contact lenses that I'm using for today's look are First Green by Desio Eyes. I absolutely love them. The first time that I used this color, it was too much colorful for me, too much green. But now that I'm using the new hair, I absolutely love how it looks. So just in case you wanna know, next I'm gonna use a short shader brush, and I'm gonna just diffuse the eyeshadow base a little bit to create a more soft edge. When I layer the eyeshadow to tone down the color a little bit, it looks amazing. I even prefer to diffuse it a little bit so the colors appear better, and I can see that the look's not too harsh, not too dramatic. Just because I'm gonna use a very nice lip combo, so I don't have to give a lot of focus in the eyes, just a little bit. But you know, guys, for me, the exaggerated looks are the best. Okay, so I'm gonna do it here, and next I'm gonna apply the same eyeshadow that I was applying my crease. You remember? So I'm gonna take a bigger angle brush to make it easy to apply and diffuse the eyeshadow here where I want it to be. And as you guys can see, it takes a little bit of the red, creating a more brownish shade on top, and it looks amazing when you finish to blend everything. I absolutely like to use this eyeshadow base for my eyes when I want to create more defined looks like this, because it just makes everything so easy to apply and to blend. I just have to add some eyeshadow on top to really set the eyeshadow base, but this is really easy to work with. Next, I'm gonna switch the brush for a very small lip brush, and I'm gonna apply the same eyeshadow in the teardrop area to blend this little cat eye effects that I created here. And I'm gonna take the same eyeshadow and apply in the lower lash line, but just the eyeshadow this time. And now the time that we were waiting for, to remove the piece of tape, and boom, this is how it looks. Yes, I got my falsies, and mascara. Now let's move on to my skin. I'm gonna apply one of my favorite foundations ever. This is the Taint Idol by Lancome, and I'm gonna apply a small amount. I'm gonna just blend using a Glam beauty blender because it makes everything look so soft. But then I decided to add a little more product, and I'm gonna blend it out using the same Glam beauty blender. And basically I'm gonna use the beauty blender for everything here. What I love about this foundation is this is a moisturizing foundation. It looks so good and it makes my skin glowing naturally. So I absolutely love to use this one. Next, I'm gonna apply concealer, a full coverage concealer by MAC. It was such a long time that I stopped to use this concealer, and now I really want to remember why I'm not using this concealer anymore. So I decided to try again. I'm gonna apply a small amount everywhere I went to highlight a little bit and to conceal the imperfections. And again, with the damp beauty blender, I'm gonna just diffuse the color. To contour, I'm gonna use Rare Beauty liquid contour. I love this shade. For me, I think this is the lightest one. The product is very good, easy to blend, and I love how it looks in the end. Next, I'm gonna use Motivis Cosmetics blush. This is a very pigmented formula, so I'm gonna apply just a small amount. I remove the excess products and I'm gonna apply in the apples of my cheeks. And next, right on top, I'm gonna use Laura Mercier Baked Blush. No, Baked Highlighter. And it looks so good as a finishing powder. You know, when it sets everything and just to finish the skin, it looks stunning, guys. Do it, I really recommend. Now let's move on to the lips. I'm gonna use a darker nude lip contour to contour the natural shape of my lips, blend it out a little bit and a little bit above. Then I'm gonna take the same mixture that I used for eyeshadow base in my eyes, and I'm gonna apply using a shader brush right on top of the lip contour that I used. Next, I'm gonna use a very light lipstick. This is a liquid lipstick by Melt Cosmetics and it dries matte. So I'm gonna apply a small amount of product and I'm gonna blend using the tip of my fingers to make it easy and more soft, more natural. The same eyeshadow base again, I'm gonna apply it just in the center of the lips to create a more dramatic effect. And next, I'm gonna apply a lip gloss. So I decided to mix a red lip gloss and a transparent lip gloss to create the shade that I want for this look. So I apply the gloss to finish off everything, and this is the look that I got for the dark cherry trained makeup look. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you later in the next one. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and I see you later. Mwah.